I'm back with another tofu talk. It's Liz Gary. How are you today? Happy Friday. I am just working on getting my feet wet with giving some presentations about an upcoming book that I'm working on right now. And I'm really excited to share with you some information about tofu and how it is an incredible alternative to eggs. I have a book coming up, and I'm going to share my screen right now with you. Just a second while I get the swing of this. Share screen. I want to show you the cover and get into some facts about soy and learn about this incredibly versatile food. I've never been more impressed with a food like this before. So tofu, blocks of culinary greatness. Today's plant-based, protein-rich alternative to meat, eggs, and dairy. So I have been working in the food business for a while, and we'll tell you a little bit about that. But to get started, I really want to focus on soy and its amazing role in our world today. Believe it or not, as far as agriculture goes and crops, soy is the largest crop in the world. We use more land to grow soy than any other crop. But the majority of that soy is actually used to feed animals to make milk and meat. So we have been working really hard to grow lots of soy to feed animals. And it's, we heard about, this is probably a little enhanced, but the Amazon rainforest has been cleared, a lot of it, to grow crops for animals, and that means soy crops. And here's a picture of how we're clearing land to grow more crops, to feed more animals, to get more food on the table. So we are the largest producers of soy in the world, the United States, next to Brazil. We are the largest next to Brazil, and Brazil just came up from behind us just recently with all of their expansion in the rainforest. So we're taking all this soy, we're growing it. We're making a mistake by using the wrong chemicals and making it GMO and all that kind of stuff. So we do have the potential for raising these crops, but they need to be organic, they need to be healthy, and we need to take the soy and turn it into milk and meat instead of using the middleman, animals, to turn the soy into milk and meat. So today, a lot of our soy is actually used to feed chickens, to make chicken and eggs. I remember a long time ago when I was I was visiting with a friend from Peru, and she told me that when she came to the United States, she couldn't believe that people were actually eating quinoa, because in Peru they used quinoa to feed the chickens. Well, now they're using soy to feed the chickens because we're eating all the quinoa. So soy has some challenges. It's got some stigmas to it. It's been given a bad reputation. And it takes some special techniques to actually work with soy to make it turn out the way you want it. So my book is all about teaching the different textures, qualities, characteristics, and culinary applications that are used with soy. Now, a long time ago, many years ago, before being vegan, I actually worked for the California Egg Commission. And I went around to schools all over Southern California, and I was the egg lady. And I would go to classrooms and teach about eggs all day long and show the versatility of the recipes, everything from making an Egg McMuffin sandwich to souffles and cookies and brownies and pasta. And believe it or not, if you look at the nutritional value of eggs, they do have a lot of vitamins and minerals. They have one egg has 6 grams of protein, but tofu, now this is 53 grams. This is actually 84 grams of tofu. One serving of tofu is a little larger than 1 egg, but you can see it's got 12 grams of protein. It's got lots of calcium, and there's 0 cholesterol. And it's one of nature's most perfect foods. No wonder we feed it to animals. It's got all 9 essential amino acids. It's a perfect protein. So we can now turn tofu or soy into tofu and turn it into an infinite number of culinary applications. Working for the Egg Commission, I never really knew where eggs came from. I didn't find out until later when I was a vegan. I was a chef, I was a cook, and I would teach people how to use them. But back in the 90s when this was going on, there really wasn't internet available like it is today. And it's because of the internet, I think, that we've had this increase in awareness to consumer education and food products and how they impact our health, the environment, and animals. So today in chicken farms raising eggs, you can see this guy's wearing a hazmat suit, and it's because there are risks of salmonella, of avian type flus, of disease. Animals are the largest consumers of antibiotic drugs in the United States. And 3/4 of all the antibiotics that we produce actually go to animals on factory farms. And on PETA's website, I caught this little photo of tofu never caused a pandemic, and it is so true. This was put up in a Midwestern town near a meat packing plant where over 90% of the COVID-19 cases in the town actually came from that meat packing plant. So animals in close quarters, the environment, it all helps to foster the growth of those things that we don't want to have around any longer. So anyway, tofu is quite a versatile, amazing food. And I learned how to veganize recipes just by taking a look at them, evaluating them, and then switching out the ingredients. And this first one is a recipe for a tofu Benedict. The first time I tried it was actually on the island of Oahu in Hawaii, and it was so good. It had this wilted spinach on the bottom, the disc of the tofu, the hollandaise sauce, the English muffin, a little avocado on top. There's nothing left to be desired. Tastes great. You wouldn't miss the egg at all. Then you can take the same idea with the tofu round for the Benedict, and I grill it with a little bit of maple syrup, black pepper, and olive oil, and turn it into a breakfast sandwich. Then all of the scraps or crumbs that are left over from cutting out your rounds, and you don't have to cut out rounds, but it does make a nice sandwich. You can take those extra pieces and crumble them up and do other things like make a tofu scramble. So here you have a bunch of chopped vegetables, some crumbled tofu, and the type of tofu you use makes a difference. If you use a water-packed tofu that's curdled with calcium sulfate, you need to press the water out first and then crumble it. It'll make it a lot better, a lot firmer. And then there are the higher protein tofus that are curdled with magnesium chloride, and they don't need pressing. They crumble, and you need to add a little vegetable broth, some nutritional yeast, a little turmeric to give it that yellow color, and you have a very fulfilling, satisfying tofu veggie scramble. And tofu egg salad is so right on. When you do the seasonings, the celery, the onion, put in a little turmeric to give it that yellow color. I've taken tofu egg salad to parties, and I once had someone tell me they couldn't even tell the difference. Tofu egg salad, they really are very, very close in flavor, texture, consistency, and then the tofu version has the health benefits: 0 cholesterol, lower in fat and saturated fat, and then good for the environment and good for the animals too. So tofu is also a super duper alternative to eggs in vegan pastry and baking. And you can literally veganize almost anything. 1/4 cup of tofu equals 1 egg in vegan baking. And you can see here that I've made some cookies out of tofu, and you can't even tell the difference looking at them up close. They look like chocolate chip cookies. They taste like chocolate chip cookies. And no one's going to ask you, oh, do these have tofu in them instead of eggs? Because you can't tell the difference. Now, the key to that, though, let me go back here again, with vegan pastry and baking is you cream the tofu with the sugar and the butter in a blender. A high-speed blender is a great investment to make plant-based foods because you use it for so many things. And blending tofu, it doesn't blend like an egg, so you need to use a softer tofu, and you blend it, cream it with the butter and the sugar, just like you would have done in the old days with eggs, butter, and sugar, and then you mix it with your dry ingredients and you get the same results. Take a look at these brownies. These are chocolate fudge brownies, and they're really the same recipe that I used to use when I worked with the Egg Commission. I took the eggs out and I switched it with tofu, and you get the same results, you get the same flavor, you get the same texture. It's a miracle. I call tofu a chef's blank canvas because it is so incredibly versatile. It's so incredibly nutritious. And it's such a great solution to the problems that we have today, sourcing so much of our food from animal products. Here's tofu-based lemon bars. Again, you take out the tofu and you switch it. You take out the eggs and you switch it with the tofu, and you get the same looking result and the same tasting product. Here are pancakes. I took out the eggs, blended the tofu with the milk and the sugar and a little bit of oil that goes in there, and then mixed it in with the dry ingredients, and you have incredible pancakes. No one would know the difference. So why doesn't IHOP do this? Why don't we do this on a grander, larger scale? We need more soy in our food and less animal products in our food, and that will help us with three big things. Health issues, because of course the cholesterol in animal products is one of the leading causes of early death, heart disease. And then the environmental issues of raising animals for food. We grow the soy, feed the animals, and then turn them into milk and meat. We can grow the soy and turn them into milk and meat and eggs without having to use a middleman. So no natural resources are wasted. We are making good use of the land. There's food enough for everyone. So I'm going to be continuing to pop online to share facts and information about tofu. I'm just getting started with this and hope to continue to celebrate this new book that's coming soon called Blocks of Culinary Greatness, Tofu, Today's Plant-Based, Protein-Rich Alternative to Meat, Eggs, and Dairy. And I'm even going to put together a black belt in tofu exam. If you would like to earn a black belt in tofu, follow me. You can find me on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, LinkedIn. My new website, please be the first to like and say hello, is veganculinarymemoirs.com. Get on the mailing list and you'll find out when my books are coming out. We've got a couple of them in the queue right now. The tofu book, and also a Dia de los Muertos program that I'll be sharing on Sunday. So tofu is the way to go as a major food source, as an investment for better health in our future. It's a super good alternative, plant-based, protein-rich, and satisfying. So thank you guys for sharing a quick minute with me today on this great Friday. And have a good one. I'll be back for more tofu talks again ahead. Thank you.